This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. What's up, Bruce?
Jody, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's it feels like, things are getting busy, and part of that busyness has been me doing what I do at least once a year before it abruptly ends, and that's letting my mustache grow.
Oh, okay.
So if you're listening to this and you've never seen me,
I'm getting closer to the camera so I can see it.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
If you're listening and you've never seen me before, I have a beard, and I have it's called a whaler. I know there are other names for it, but it's basically the beard without the mustache. And that's kind of my, it's Amish folks sometimes have this. That's what I had always heard.
Yes, but much longer.
Yes, much longer. Mine is it's fairly well manicured, and
it's a baby whale.
It is. It's a baby whale, and I generally don't do the mustache because, especially when I was younger, I had much redder facial hair, and mustaches for me, it always looked like I was a dirty 14-year-old trying to grow something out, and so I just, decided not to, and so this is the time of year where I'm like, I don't know why I don't do this in the winter, but here we are. And
maybe it makes more sense to keep your lip warm in the winter.
Yeah, and so I've decided to just kind of let it go for a while and see. And since I've never really had a mustache grooming, like as far as clipping it and all of that, is not something that I have any experience with. So I always get to this point where the mustache starts to go down over my lip, like too close into my mouth, where I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I need to read about this and actually learn how to groom, how I need to take care of the mustache and let this grow for a while and just see how it works out.
Yeah, my mustache currently is a little too long because I don't know what I do every once in a while, and it like touches my bottom lip.
Right.
I'm like, what is going on? It's like so long.
Well, you've got
I sit there and start playing with it, and it's annoying.
It's like a full majestic mustache there. You don't have to see, for yours, you don't have to get close to the camera here, the zoom camera, to be able to see it. For me, it's like, okay,
you got to let it grow in.
Yeah, I guess I'm like, will it grow in though, or am I going to be stuck with, is this going to be it for, I guess the only way to find out is to let it grow.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that, is I'm trying it, but I even before I had a full beard, before I had the whaler, I had a goatee for a long time. Okay. And
just a goatee,
not
the mustache part.
No, just the goat part, and
just the goat, not the tea.
And it used to be very, very long, and then I kind of grew out of that. As I got a little older, the beard was sort of the thing, and that's kind of it is, and and I actually last year, when I shaved off my beard all the way, I did go back to the goatee for a few minutes to look at that and say, do I ever want to do this again? And I think the answer is no. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, you go back and look at the pictures, and you're like, yeah, that was a choice.
It was. So yeah, it's one of those things. But my choice now is to try this mustache. So we'll see. Probably by the time we talk next week, it'll be gone.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
This is,
you got to get through the awkward phase and like getting used to it, like touching your lip and
right.
Yeah, because I like to, when I get my haircut, I like to get my beard like shaped a little bit better, because like I'll trim it, but I have a hard time like shaping it because I'm like looking and I get nervous that I'm gonna F it up, and I let the barber do it, and he like gets right in my face and like does my mustache, but I like what he does. He makes it like the mustache shorter, like above my lip, kind of how yours is.
Sure.
But when I trim it, I'm like, I'm always like, again, scared I'm going to mess it up. So I'd rather it be a little long than
too
short. And
Yeah, I just feel like getting food and drinking it all the time
Yeah,
is
that's part of it.
yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna hang with it for a while and we'll just see how it goes. But
Yeah, you just got to wash your face a little more.
yes.
Mine, the
Yes.
weird part about mine is that right around my lips, it's like blonde
Oh,
on the
right. Yeah.
bottom and on the top. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like really blonde. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. It's just kind of sometimes how it goes. Has it always been like that?
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
what time of year. It's not like sun or anything.
Right. Right.
I don't know if it's just
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what the heck it
Hair,
is.
hair is weird.
I don't
Hair
know
is
why
weird.
I'm so concerned about swearing on this. It's not like it's
Right.
what the hell.
Yep. Cover your children's ears, folks.
Yep.
No. So so the mustache, the only other thing about it is that next week we're doing a shoot and I'm not sure that I want to
Oh,
be in
have
the
the
mustache
in-between.
phase. Yeah.
Okay. All
For
right.
this shoot. Because I'd like to
People
have
won't recognize you. They won't know who's that guy.
who is that guy? Yes.
Who's that guy
Right.
with a mustache?
It's like the Superman and Clark Kent thing with the
Yeah.
glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the mustache, right? Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get all cleaned up and everything. And one of the things that I have to do to prepare for the photo shoot is get a pedicure. And it's very important this time around, especially because I was mowing the lawn about I don't know, a few days ago.
Oh boy.
It was on one of the really hot days, and I was out there and mowing the lawn. I'm getting sweaty, and I'm wearing these like rubber kind of shoes they're great for hikes. They're great for things like that, but not so great for mowing the lawn. My feet
do
were
you have green feet now, or
well, they have like holes in the tops of the shoes, and so
are they croc like?
they're croc like. Yes,
Okay.
yes. And I was wearing them a few weeks ago and got sunburnt, so I had the pattern
Oh, that's
on my
fun.
feet.
Yeah.
So I kicked them off and I mowed the rest of the lawn barefoot, which I don't recommend doing, probably for a lot of reasons. But for me, it was mostly because my feet were just like green and brown, and I had to do a couple of those foot baths and a lot of scrubbing to get the stuff off. And now I'm just like, getting a pedicure is like, it's a good way to treat yourself. It feels good. Your feet look great. The people who do it, they're professionals. They put the effort in and they know how to do it. So I'm going to do that this week. I think it's going to be pedicure
So
time.
I've really wanted to do it, but I for some reason have a lot of anxiety around it because I don't love my toes being touched. Like I like foot massages, those are great.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily like my toes being cut because I've had lots of issues with my big toes, like the nails, if they're too short, they get ingrown, and had like my mom holding me down, like trying to, do stuff. And I'm like, I just have so much anxiety around it. And I'm like, I don't know if I need like a mimosa or two before I do it.
Sure.
Like, calm me down or something. I don't know what. So we'll have to try and figure out something I can go with you.
Yeah.
And you can hold my hand and we can have a drink or something before.
We should definitely go together because I like you was very much the same way about it. And I've definitely had the toenail issues in the past, but what I found was a few years back, I was doing a shoot for DXL and it was a summer swimwear kind of thing. And they're like, you need to get a pedicure. So I went and they it was mind blowing. It was life changing.
Okay.
Like my feet were in glorious shape after they were done, and the nails, they know how to cut them. And it actually changed the way that I trim my toenails now.
Okay.
So it's
is there like a certain I don't know, specialty of doing what is it? It's not as I'm trying to think of the word. Like there's a word for like people that can do like facials at the place.
I don't know what they call. I don't know. I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Pedicurist.
Yeah. Someone's yelling the name at us right now.
Right. Right. Yeah. So yeah, it was.
They have to get more training to clip your toenails and do all that stuff. Like at cosmetology school and stuff like that. I'm sure there's
definitely
something. Hopefully.
Right, right. And
Now I'm
you
gonna have
know,
to look that up I'll be worried about that.
I know.
Are
we'll
you
have to put-
certified to do this? Are
Yeah.
you certified to work on my feet?
We're gonna have to put that in the show notes or something, whatever the name of that is. But it's
Yeah.
you know, where a lot of guys don't do that kind of thing. We've talked
Mhm.
in the past about
Yeah, grooming is an important thing, and but
self-care, treating yourself, those
yeah,
kind of things.
but
And
yeah,
get
there's a lot of I don't know what the word is, but like it's not traditionally seen as a manly thing
right,
to get your nails and get your I'm not even talking polish or not, like whatever,
right,
just
right,
grooming
totally.
is an important thing. Like I've had manicures before a couple times, but I've never done a pedicure. So
Yeah, and I would say to all of that that comfort and care is for everybody.
mhm,
And
mhm.
once you get it done, it's like, okay, this is
Yeah.
phenomenal. You know, it's not one of those things you can pass on. So I highly recommend it, and we should definitely go together. I'm very excited to get this done because my feet really need it. Like after scrubbing them and everything I did that was not up to the standard of the person who would actually the
Right, right.
professional whose name we don't know.
Yep.
It's my feet need it, so I'm ready. So yes, and on that happy note, I also need to drink more of this beer.
Oh, more of the beer. Oh.
Yes, I opened it early. I had to get started with it, and my beer this week is from Wayfinder. Wayfinder is here in Portland. Wayfinder beer,
Mhm.
304 Southeast Second Avenue, Portland,
Oh,
Oregon.
wow.
And yes, it is. So there's a place here that I like to go to get different kinds of beers, and it's called Belmont Station. And
Mhm.
this beer from Wayfinder was brewed for Belmont Station's 25th anniversary, and it is called Belmont 97. It's Belmont Best Bitter. So
Best bitter. Okay.
yes, and it has like a gnarly looking devil goat on the front.
Oh, yep, yep.
Has a 97, which is what I'm guessing that Belmont Station opened,
Oh, I was
because
like, is that the bitter units?
that would be
or-
25 years ago. So there's
Ooh,
that. I
97. That was a good year, 97.
it was, and this is a good beer for that good year. It's British style ale, and it's everything that you want in a bitter. So it's good. It's smooth. It's a good, really good one to drink. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I don't think I've had a lot of experience with Wayfinder beers. If I have, I mean, I'd have to go back and check Untapped to see.
Mhm,
And,
mhm.
since I save all my beers in there, but I like this. I would drink a lot more of this, but it's a special edition, so who knows how long it's going to be around. So yeah, if you
Nice.
can get Portland beers, try and get this one.
The devil goat beer.
Yep. The devil goat beer.
I was like, whatever that is. So mine is called She's Divine from Busty Lush.
Ooh.
This is an oatmeal stout, but it's a NA beer. It's a non-alcoholic oatmeal stout,
Oh wow.
which I thought sounded very interesting, because I've seen a lot of like light beer that is non-alcoholic, but I've never seen a stout available in a NA version. And it says it is distinct, silky, smooth, and sweet with mild bitterness and nutty characteristics. Enjoy the subtle hits of caramel, toffee, chocolate, coffee, and maple.
Ooh.
And it's 100% woman owned and brewed in Wisconsin.
Oh nice.
I'm not going to butcher the name of the city.
Let me give it a try. Can you spell it?
Sure. Waunakee. Wanaki?
Wanaki?
Wanakee? I should know
I'm
this, but
gonna
I
go with
don't.
Wanaki. I'm gonna go
Wanaki
with
sounds,
Wanaki. Yeah.
Wanaki sounds Wisconsin.
Yeah, right. Totally. Yes. How is it?
It's good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. I need to clarify really quickly. I think I said the beer was called Belmont Best Bitter. It's actually called Belmont 97.
Oh,
So it just says Best Bitter.
Yeah.
at the bottom. So Belmont 97. And yes.
Yeah. So I was inspired by the woman on here. I thought she was reminiscent of a Dolly Parton-esque looking person,
like
and it's
that.
called Busty Lush. I felt
Yeah.
it called to me.
Yep.
I
There we
liked
go.
the name. So yeah, it's good. It's not quite you can definitely, it's different than most oatmeal stouts I've had, but it has some of that nutty coffee toffee flavor to it. So
Nice.
yeah, it's good. Great job, Busty Lush.
Perfect. Well, there you go.
They have a bunch of different NA malt beverages
Oh.
available at Whole Foods, Total Wine,
Nice.
Sprouts. I've heard, I don't know that those are out here, but I've heard of those before.
Sprouts. Yes. Nice. Well,
Let's
good.
get a little photo quick.
Yes. Yes. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see here.
Yay. It's like I got a fun one and you got like a devil one.
Yep. Yep. Dolly and the devil. All right.
Well, yeah, they go along together.
Yep. So if you're interested in the beers that we drink, you can find them on untapped.com, the Untapped app. We have the Heavy Conversation beer list. You can find Jody there. I can't ever remember what your username is. Do you?
Nope.
All right. Well, Jody's there. I'm there. My profile is my username is BYAGI, Biagi. So you'll see a
I
picture.
think mine's
of me.
just my name, Jody Koenig.
There we go. There we go.
It's nothing fancy.
Yeah. And we put all our beers there, everything we drink on the show, everything we drink in our day-to-day lives. I'm hoping to break the 2,000 beer.
Ooh.
It probably won't happen this year. I'm at 1,680 since I started tracking them in 2012.
1,600 and okay.
Yeah. I have 2,200 check-ins. So there have been some overlapping, some repeats. But yeah, it's great. I like the badges. I like all that good stuff. It's fun.
It's like, I like the gamification of it. You get different, like if
Right.
you have an independent beer, you get badges for that, or different styles of beer, or if you're out and about at different bars, you get, badges for, I don't know, all kinds of things.
Agreed.
And they have like festivals you can get tickets to in different places. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Definitely check it out. Check it out. Be our friends. So,
yeah, cheers.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah, I just unlocked New Brew Thursday.
Yes.
Level 10.
There we go. Awesome. Yep. Always lots of good badges, so that makes it fun.
Yeah.
So this week we thought it would be good to talk about some of the shows that we're watching, because there are so many shows. There's so many. And it's hard to remember sometimes because we end up watching things so quickly, and some of it feels disposable because we have so much. So it's, at least for me, that's how I feel. Sometimes I'm like, well, I mean, before we started recording, we were like, well, what have I watched? And I couldn't remember very many things. And I'm like, I've been watching a ton of stuff for the last few months, but what is it? So this is not a comprehensive list, but it's some of the things that number one, we could remember, and number two, stood out. So
yeah. And since it's been a long, wet spring, early summer here, that's why we've been watching so much. Haven't been watching quite as much lately now that it's finally getting nice out, but still need that downtime and watch a few shows. Yeah.
We've got a little kid in the house, so bedtime comes early, so it's like there's a lot of hanging out, still, and that definitely affects it. So I'm watching a lot of shows at night. Is kind of what ends up happening. So what do you got first? All right, so first I'm going to start with a show that has very much surprised me that I wasn't okay. I figured I would probably like it, but it has been better than I thought it was going to be, and that's Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. And So Miss Marvel, they actually have a really good description of Miss Marvel on Disney Plus that I'm gonna pull up because it's just kind of perfect. Oh, of course they're not going to show it. Oh, okay. All right. So Disney Plus, here we go. Um, so it says Miss Marvel is an original series that introduces Kamala Khan, a Muslim American teenager growing up in Jersey City. An avid gamer and voracious fan fiction scribe, Kamala is a superhero mega fan with an oversized imagination, particularly when it comes to Captain Marvel. She doesn't feel like she fits in at school and sometimes at home until she gets superpowers like the heroes she's always looked up to. So the thing that I love about this, there are many things, but one of the things that I always have thought is really interesting about some of these shows is like Marvel has spent a lot of time and a ton of money like building a world around all of these like superheroes and all of this. I like it when they kind of show like what the real world is like, and
Mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel does that really well with this character. It's also the character herself. They really like, I think they do a great job of capturing what it's like to be a teenager and what it's like to be in that place where you're, that coming of age kind of thing, where you're starting to grow up and you're starting to kind of find your own way and figure out who you are, as much as any of us ever can. And uh, they've done this in a way that reminds me a lot of like Spider-Man, of
Okay.
when I think about like the best parts of Spider-Man and of those kind of characters where it's like a teenager who's growing up and kind of figuring out who they are and what they stand for and all of that. They've done a great job with that. They have also done a great job with showing uh Muslim culture, showing her home life, her
Mm-hmm.
family, all of these things
That's
that
good.
that we absolutely do not see in like mainstream television and mainstream and pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
And uh it has been a really interesting look into that. And I've been watching it with my two older kids, and they love it.
Nice.
It's been fun. Every episode has been really interesting. As of now, when we're recording this, the fourth one just came out yesterday, and it is. I think a lot of people were like, "Well, is this going to be good? Is this going to be interesting?" It is.
Well, I
It
thought it was going to be more like those, like Disney kid shows,
sure, and
you know.
it's not that. They do a very good job of making it for everybody, but with a focus uh on teens. It's very accessible. It's one that
Okay.
everybody can kind of get into. uh and I think they've just done that in such an interesting way that it's really compelling and it's fun to watch. And I would say that of all of the Marvel TV shows, this is my favorite.
Oh, nice.
And um I've
Wow, that's a lot of shows to go up against.
yeah, I think this one for me is definitely it's the one that has like packed the most punch. It's also the first show with a main character that is not from the movies.
Yep,
So,
yep.
we've had Loki, we've had Scarlet Witch, Winter Soldier. Oh, well, you know what? Moon Knight. So it's not the first, it's the
Mm-hmm.
second.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I don't know. They really got it right. And I feel like they have what they've done with Miss Marvel over the years, whether it's in comics or video games or on TV now. They've just really they've made her like super relatable in a way that I don't think we just don't get to see that often. And I think that she's going to end up being like, for a lot of kids and younger people now, what like Spider-Man or Superman or Batman were for old people like me. So I'm just super pumped about it. I think there are I don't know how many episodes, 8, 6. I'm
Mhm.
not sure, but she's also going to be in the next Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel movie when that comes out, which I have no idea when that is. But yeah, I really dig it. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's got a good story and it's easy to watch. And it is there are definitely, they play into the whole she's got powers thing and they do a lot of that, but they also do a lot of like day in the life kind of, this is what it's like um, you know, at school, with friends, a lot of things like that, but they do it in a way that is not it's not like a Disney kids show. It's
Okay.
not like
All
that at
right.
all. It is definitely Marvel quality.
Okay.
It's made for everybody to watch. I can't say enough good things about it. Definitely
Cool.
watch it.
I'll definitely check that one out because I saw it on there and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What did
What?
I just watched the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I think
Yes.
last night, maybe, or the night before. I think
Yeah.
the night
Also on
before.
Disney Plus.
Yes, another Disney Plus. That was pretty good. I really enjoyed that one. It was a good movie. It's not a
I
show,
also
but
I went to see that in the theaters, and then after seeing it, I knew that my family would like it, so we watched it on Disney Plus as well. It is a lot of fun. Directed by Sam Raimi, who did the first 3 Spider-Man movies and Evil Dead, of course. And I felt like you could really see some of that. Like there was watching it a second time, I felt like there was, especially in the New York scenes, had that Spider-Man vibe to me, the old school Spider-Man,
okay.
Tobey Maguire kind of thing. And then uh some of the trademark Evil Dead stuff, like the light on the eyes, it was super close. Just some of these
Yep.
scenes where these things that are just really all about, they're his trademarks, and it was great. And I thought the horror was awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. I think they did a really good job all around on it. Like there was a nice story in there. There was, yeah,
yeah,
like some weird stuff. It was like the dream walking stuff was kind of cool and interesting. And
it was definitely the goriest Marvel
yeah,
movie, which
yeah,
I thought was kind of cool that they sort of went that way with it. And I think that made it fun. It made it interesting. It was just the right amount of like jump scares and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
creepy gory stuff that like my 12-year-old was like, oh, he loved it. He loved it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and I loved it too. The first time through, there were a couple things that scared me. Some of those jump scares where you
Yep.
didn't expect it they make you jump.
Yep.
Um, some of the cameos in that as well were really good. Some of the surprise uh guests. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's just out, so I don't want to spoil it. But
yeah.
there are a couple of people that show up. There's some uh fans had been pushing for certain people, and some of that showed up. Uh, it was good. It was good. I'm excited to see what's next. I feel like well, I guess
Mm-hmm.
Thor is next. Thor is like next week. Thor
Oh yeah.
4.
Jeez.
Yep. So yes.
Might try and see that one in theaters. I haven't been to a movie in the theater in a while. So
I love going to those movies first night because it's like everybody who's there is really into it. And so they get excited,
yeah.
and it's like I remember going to see Avengers Endgame the first night
Yeah.
that they put it out, and everybody just losing their minds when things would happen in the movie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's like, they talk about how you can't put it's hard to put like independent films and things like that in movie theaters now because people can watch them at home. You've got bigger TVs, you can stream
Mm-hmm.
stuff. To me, going to the movies now feels like it's like a shared experience. And
Yeah. It's
so
like going to a concert. You get a totally different experience when you are
totally
around. You get the energy off the other people when things happen. And yeah,
right. So yes,
when
it would be a good
when
one for
people
you to
get the
go see.
joke or people get the,
Totally.
see the, whatever it is. Yeah, it's cool. I like
Yep.
that.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think I watched really anything else on Disney. Oh, Disney Plus.
Plus, yes. Another show that
Uh-huh.
I just finished last night, season 2 of Russian Doll. And
Excuse me.
Yes. Let's see here. So if you watch season 1 of Russian Doll, have you seen it?
I didn't want. I
familiar?
didn't finish watching season 2. I started it. I get very distracted on my shows, and I forget what I'm watching.
Yeah, so it is it's a Netflix show, very interesting. Natasha Lyonne is the star.
I really like her.
Yes. So the first episode or first season, she's gets caught in like this. It's her birthday. She gets caught in this like time loop thing where the birthday, it's kind of like
Groundhog's Day kind of thing.
yeah, kind of like a Groundhog Day kind of thing. She keeps attending the same party, dies at the end of the night each time. It keeps happening. It's comedy, drama, dramedy.
Sure,
Either way,
yeah.
it's phenomenal. Lots of great people in it. The first season was a lot of fun. The second season, I feel like they kind of changed the vibe in an amazing way. The music is phenomenal. The way they filmed it feels different. I think that's because there's, spoiler alert, there's some time movement, time, I don't want to say time travel. That makes it sound a lot more sci-fi than it is.
The
but
progression of time.
Back and forth, back and forward. So yeah, the way that they film some of that stuff is so cool. Like it's there was so much thought and effort put into this show that everything, you could just tell so much detail that it had to have just taken them so much time. It feels like it's funny, it's compelling, it's bewildering. I'm still trying to understand what happened at the very end. But it felt like art in a way that you don't see a whole lot these days in shows. The music was so good, so good. Everything, it just all worked out, and I absolutely recommend that. I would say if you haven't watched Russian Doll, for the 2 seasons are out. I don't know if they're doing a third, but do yourself a favor and watch it.
Yeah, it looked really. I think I watched the first couple of episodes of season 2, so I need to get back to it. Yeah, I really liked that show a lot.
Yeah,
I have been watching this. I love street magician. Yeah, magicians. I almost said not musicians, not musicians, magicians. So there's a series called Magic for Humans with Justin Willman.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he just does this weird sort of street magic all over the place. And I think I love that stuff. I don't know why, but it's fun for me. He just does weird tricks. He does these things. What is it? Like a spoiler alert? What did he call it? Where he does this trick, like he'll give it away at the beginning, like it's in your pocket, and then he like does a trick, and then they're like, and something disappears, and they're like, where is it? And it's like in the person's pocket, and they don't know after he literally just said it before the trick started. It's always funny. Like they're like, I don't understand. Where is it? And they're like, it's in your pocket. They're like, no way. I don't know. There's a lot of weird little, and like he's outside an IKEA, like trying to put together this thing, and he just randomly, like, I don't know how randomly, he stops people and he's like, hey, can you help me make sure this is put together right? And it's like got the IKEA instructions, like they don't have words, they just have pictures.
Oh yeah, right.
And it's like one of those I don't know what they're called, but like where you get in this box and then you put the blades in and split the person in two.
Oh
yes. And they can still move their toes and their head. So he like has these people like help him split himself in half. And then he's like, okay, what's on the next page? What do we do now? And then the next page is blank. And they're like, what am I supposed to do? And he's like, oh my God, go into IKEA and get some help. See if they know what to do next. And people like go running in. They're like, what the hell's going on? I don't know. Either these people are really good actors, or they're actually really just random people from the street that are like, sure, I'll do whatever this is. But I think it's funny.
Nice.
I like the street magicians.
Yes. So everything that I'm watching right now is like um the world's on fire and it sucks. So I want to watch
Mm,
things that make me feel
mhm,
good,
mhm.
that give me a feeling or remind me of things that I liked, that I've always liked, and so
Okay.
that's kind of where I'm at with the things that I'm watching right now. So I'm not watching any like deep documentaries or anything that's,
Mhm, mhm.
the world sucks enough that the world feels like a deep documentary right
Yeah,
now.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So
Pretty serious right now.
yes. So I have I am really loving Star Trek Strange New Worlds,
Ooh.
which is it is so basically it's like before Captain Kirk was Captain Kirk on the Enterprise, Captain Pike was the
Mhm, mhm.
captain. And uh if you've been watching like Star Trek Discovery and shows like that, then you're familiar with Anson Mount, who plays Captain Pike. It is basically the show about their adventures in on the Enterprise, going to strange new worlds, and it's phenomenal. They do such a great job of like modernizing Star Trek for today, but also doing this episodic thing that feels
Mhm.
like the original Star Trek shows, especially like the old school Star Trek, and a little bit like the Next Generation. It has those kind of episodes that are really standalone. There are stories that kind of weave through the whole thing, but it does a great job of just like it captures everything that you love about Star Trek and
Okay.
makes it for 2022 in a way that's just so good. It's so good. I love all the characters. The stories are great. The last one that I watched, I haven't watched the one this week, but the last one that I watched, had it was like I don't know, they ended up in like a medieval story or something like that. So that I was so about the story there,
Mhm,
but the
mhm.
characters and like the entire like story of that episode was interesting enough to really keep me there. I love the characters of the actors who play everybody in the show are so good. Uh, the guy who plays Spock is really, he's got it nailed. He's got it down. And
Nice.
so they do have characters that are from the original Star Trek that
Yep,
are
yep.
on the ship. Uh, Uhura, Spock. There are other people, other characters that maybe showed up in the original series like once. Uh,
Mhm.
and I haven't watched a ton of the original series, so I don't know, all of these. I'm not steeped in Star Trek lore
Right,
to
right.
that
I
to
love
that
Star Trek
extent.
though. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. So,
I'll definitely, it looks like I started watching the first episode, but I don't know why I didn't finish it. So
it's
I have to go
fun.
back and check that out.
And that's the thing, is that it is fun. It doesn't take itself super seriously, but it also doesn't like poke fun at Star Trek. It does it just does it right. And I highly recommend it.
Nice. Yeah. I'm definitely a big Star Trek fan, so I'll have to go back and check that one out.
Paramount Plus has really
Oh
been
yeah. There's a
Paramount
lot of
Plus
good
has been
stuff.
killing it. Yeah, I feel
Mhm.
like it's way up there for me. I think HBO Max has got so much great stuff, but Paramount is like, I'm surprised by the amount of good stuff that they've got.
Yeah. And speaking of Paramount Plus, I've been watching Evil, which I've really
Yes.
liked. I need to hurry up and finish watching it because it says it's only going to be available on Amazon till the 30th. So I need to, as if you are hearing this, it's already gone, but I don't know, maybe it's going to be on something else, maybe it just on Paramount Plus,
Yes.
but I've been watching it via Amazon, so I don't know how that works. Anyways, yeah, I've been loving it. Um, I'm there's so many good things in it, I don't even know.
Evil is so interesting to me because it is there are a couple of things that really stand out to me, and part of it is that it's about a I'll just read this, it's easier. Skeptical psychologist Kristen Bouchard joins David Acosta, who is training to be a Catholic priest and a blue collar contractor, uh, as they investigate the church's backlog of unexplained mysteries, including supposed miracles, demonic possessions, and other extraordinary occurrences. It is at its core a CBS show. It's one of those shows that when I first started it, um, I first started it like pretty pretty soon after my mom had died, and it was a show that I knew that it would have been something she would have really liked, and I thought it was going to be like your run of the mill sort of CBS show, and
Okay.
my
Okay.
parents were really into that. It is not that. So it has that, but it also has like they're doing things in the show that they would never be able to do on CBS.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
And so they take that basic kind of idea and they run with it on Paramount Plus. And
Mm,
it's really cool. And like Mike Coulter, who was Luke Cage in the Netflix Marvel Luke Cage show.
yep.
He
Yep.
he is David Acosta in this. Um, and I mean he's great. That everybody in this show is really good too. And the stories are good. It's creepy,
Oh yeah.
evil.
It's definitely creepy. It definitely crept into a couple of my dreams.
Yes, Michael Emerson from Lost. Is that right? Michael Emerson, the guy with the glasses.
Oh, is
Leland.
he? Is he?
Leland. I think he was. I think he was on Lost. Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, he's been in a bunch of things. I don't.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, and I didn't watch Lost, so I don't really.
Right. And there are a bunch of people in this that are really good
Oh yeah.
that make this a fun. It is a fun show to watch, and
Mhm.
it's creepy, and it's just like they've got a real
Yeah.
vibe that I love. And
Yeah.
it started out as kind of one of those things that I started watching, and I felt like, yeah, this is
I definitely got sucked in, and I'm like, yep,
yeah,
keep going.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Hurry up and watch this. I love the like paranormal, psychological thriller things. I love it. Yeah.
Right.
And it's not like super gory or anything. It's just like creepy, and like it's all about possession, and are they actually possessed or not, or
Right.
are they faking it, or are they,
Right.
what is it, like miracles and possessions? That's what they're trying to figure out for the Catholic Church. But
Yeah.
it's not like too churchy, it's
No.
not like about that. It's about, yeah.
Yeah, the three main characters, they really get into their arcs, and their arcs are all very different, and it's
Mhm.
it does a good job of kind of exploring where they are all at. And that's they're on the third season now, so
Yep.
you've got some that you can go back and watch. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I'm watching season 1, so I got to hurry up, and
Oh yeah, right. Yes.
I don't think I'll be able to binge it on Amazon. I'll have to go over to Paramount or something.
I've got a couple other shows. I know we're kind of going long here, so I'm just going to throw out a few like quick fire things, and then jump into one that I'm really loving.
Yeah.
So Stranger Things has
Okay.
been great. This latest season has been a lot of fun. Suspenseful and interesting. Another one that I'm watching with my 12-year-old that we're just loving. The second half of the fourth season comes out July 1st, I believe. So that's tomorrow for us, as we're recording. But yeah, it's been really good. Hacks on HBO Max is phenomenal.
Mhm.
Like I loved both seasons. The second season wrapped up in a way that I was like, okay, so they're ending the show. This is the
this is the end.
Yeah, like they wrapped everything up, and it's a show, if you're not familiar, about Deborah Vance, a legendary Las Vegas comic and an entitled outcast 25-year-old comedy writer. Deborah Vance is played by Jean Smart, who has been killing it in everything forever. And the comedy
forever.
Yes. And Hannah Einbinder is the comedy writer, and it's great. It is so good. Like I don't know. I feel like talking about it just doesn't do it justice. So check out Hacks for sure. Let's see. Superman and Lois. I got to throw that out because it's a CW show that has no right to be as good as it is. because it's a CW show.
I was like, where are you watching CW, on cable?
So there's a CW app, and you can watch the
Oh
shows for
Jesus,
free.
another app.
Yes. It's
I-
so
I'm not,
I've got it
I'm
on
not
my
gonna,
Apple.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I got it on my Apple TV, and so you can watch all their shows for free. And
Okay.
Superman and Lois has just been like, it's basically Superman and Lois move back to Smallville after they have 2 teenage boys. So it's
geez.
later,
Wow.
yeah. So it's like later in their lives, and it's really, it's interesting. You know, they are able to like, they kind of skip out on some of the cheese that these CW shows have. I mean, yes, there's some of that. It's a CW show, but they are able to really, I feel like doing Superman, like in today, doing it a modern take on Superman is really hard because, you know, it's like
it was never really that serious.
Well, and he's supposed to be like good and not.
I want it to be like, I want it to be like a boys sort of thing,
right?
Superman,
right.
but yeah,
Well,
I like that show instead.
What they've been able to do is keep the core of what is good about Superman, and what, you know, that sometimes you falter, but you keep trying, and you try to do your best for people. All the things that I think are, you know, at least for me as a kid, that were important about, you know, about Superman, about superheroes, is like being, you know, being better than you are, trying to help people, and all of these things. And they do that really well, but they throw this kind of family drama into it, where it's like raising these kids. There are so many other things to it, and, you know, plus being Superman, it's good. It's really good. I enjoyed it. The season finale for season 2 was last night. I felt like they pulled it off.
Nice.
The last one that I have here is what you just mentioned, The Boys.
It's
have you
incredible.
Yes.
I'm not up to date, but yeah, it blew me. Like the first episode was like weird, and yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, because this the first episode of this new season is, they do something that nobody's ever seen before.
No, and everyone was talking about that. I'm like, okay, there's some weird sex thing. I got to go watch it.
So
what's going on?
Yes. And so I won't spoil it, but I'll say that I read a little bit about it to see kind of where it came from. And the idea was that when Avengers Endgame was coming out, they were talking about ways that Thanos could be killed. And one of them was, they were like, well, why don't they just have Ant-Man get really small, fly up Thanos's ass, and then turn big and like blow him apart. It was called, I believe it was called Thanos.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, right. So The Boys, the showrunner was like, we knew that Marvel could never do anything at all, even close to that ever.
Yeah.
So we decided to do our version of it, and they do, and it's phenomenal.
Oh my God.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest.
It's the weirdest thing. And it's all
Yes.
of those things.
And then there's an episode that just came out that they were marketing and making a big deal about, called Herogasm, which is not. I felt like that part of that episode was the least interesting thing out of the whole episode. Everything else that happens in that episode is so much better. But that whole show is so great. And the guy who plays Homelander is scary. Like, he definitely should win an award, because he does, like, I feel uncomfortable watching him. Like, you don't know when he's gonna, like, you know that he's gonna snap, and you can just see he goes from this, like, you know, his public persona of this, you know, of Superman, basically, to, like, if Superman was an ass. I mean, it's like if he was a horrible person, and with real mental issues. And the guy who plays him just does it so well that it does make you uncomfortable. It's
every episode I'm just like,
totally,
what kind of messed up shit is he gonna do this time?
Exactly. So this season has been so great. So yes, The Boys, I mean, everybody's talking about it, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So all
Lots
I
to
got.
watch, kids. Lots to watch.
Yes.
So when you're not out enjoying the summer heat, take a break and
Yeah.
binge The Boys. Or I gotta get caught up. It's like the Stranger Things. I gotta get caught up on that. But
That's a great thing. There's
yeah.
so much out there, you know.
plenty to watch, plenty to do.
Yes.
Tell us what you guys are watching. Leave us some notes.
Yeah.
Let me know what the heck the pedicurist person is called. But don't make it scary, because I'm already having enough nerves about it. But
That's right.
all right. Well, thanks, Bruce. Thanks for sharing some of those things. And now I got more things I gotta watch.
Well, thank you, Jody. Now I feel like I need to go
Thanks,
watch
Bruce.
something.
I know. I'm like, well, I guess I know what I'm gonna do tonight.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
Podcast.